Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to He Who Speaks. There is no day that is filled with as much excitement as the day a woman becomes a mother. Tonight, we're going to talk about this blessed event with one of the country's leading baby doctors, Mr. Dag Herford. First, Mr. Herford, I suppose the logical question to ask would be, how long have you been a doctor?
Doctor, golly. Well, let's see. Let's just figure that out here. I'd see 4 years of college. Well, you couldn't really count that. That'd be 69. It'd be 14, 8. You want to be 69. 14 was in
this is only an hour show, Dr. Herford.
16. That'd be, what does that look like to you?
80.
80. Been a doctor 80 years. Oh, wait a minute. That can't be right. That does look like an 80. I'll tell you what, why don't I run this down the pharmacy? They can read that. I can't make that.
Well, Dr. Herford, you have children, so I assume you're qualified to speak on the subject. How many children do you have?
I have 3.
Okay, and what are they?
A boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl?
Right.
Well, you should have either 2 girls and a boy, or a boy, 2 boys and a girl.
Well, we'll see.
Well, Doctor, what is the first thing you tell a lady when she comes into your office?
Well, the first thing I tell her is my fee.
Then what do you do?
Well, then I try to revive her. They go right out. I got a lot of couches around here. Gives them a nice soft spot to fall.
I suppose it's logical to assume that you charge quite a large fee.
Well, no, after all, I put a lot of education into my life. That costs a lot of money, you know. I went to college 6 years, and then, well, I had to learn all that Latin. That took me almost 4 years just alone on that, you know.
Well, let's look at a case of a woman who's about to have a baby.
Right.
Suppose Mrs. Jones comes to you, and Mrs. Jones is going to have a baby. Well, what would you tell her?
Well, I'd say, Mrs. Jones, you're going to have a baby. I can tell her in Latin, you know. I've had 4 years, yeah. El infanto el storco.
What would you say is the most important thing that a woman looks for in a doctor?
Well, I think the most important thing is confidence. That's what they look for in a baby doctor. Now, I've had a lot of speech courses in college. That's why I give you so much, you know, so you can speak on any subject.
Yes,
just kind of extemporaneously there, and just any subject at all, and then that gives them confidence.
Well, could you give us an example?
Well, yeah, sure. Just give me any subject at all, and I'll just kind of speak freely. I'll show you. Give me
Okay, then let's take life.
Life.
Yes.
Life is the subject?
Yes,
You
life
got
is
it.
the
All right.
subject.
Life.
Yes.
Well, life.
Yes, life.
Life. Life is... Life, part 1. Life...
Well, perhaps that was an area that was too general.
Yeah, but if you narrow it down, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
well, how about birth?
Birth.
Yes.
Much better. Yeah, life was... But birth.
Yes.
Birth. Oh, birth. Birth. Well, life, perhaps. Life. Going back to life. Life and birth.
Look, let's forget it.
Forget it. Part 1. In forgetting that...
Okay, Dr. Herford.
Yeah.
Suppose we take a case and follow it from beginning to end.
Right, okay. All right, that's a good idea. Now, let's just take an expectant mother, right? And we'll jot down a few figures here so we can go right through it.
Okay.
All right, now, first of all, the expectant mother is going to be pregnant for 11 months. So let's just jot that down right here. This will be the figure we'll start with. Kind of use that as a basis to work from.
How many months?
11.
Doctor.
Huh?
A woman is only pregnant 9 months.
What?
A woman is only pregnant 9 months.
Where'd you hear that? I mean, you know that for a fact? I mean, this...
I was
It's
baby.
not 11... really? Golly. Now, that's not a rumor, is it?
No.
Gee, that's... oh, boy. Excuse me just a minute. I make some calls here on this one. 9, huh?
Yes.
Darned, I never heard that. Oh, hello, Miss Rumbaugh? How are you? This is Dr. Herford. Well, I know. A guy just told me. Yeah. Well, now, isn't that funny? I'm just as surprised as you were. Yeah, well, I had you down here in the records. You should have been in your 10th month. So Oh, you did? Little boy? Yeah. Well, I bet you were surprised. Yeah, where did it happen? A bowling alley. Mixed league, huh? Well, listen, Miss Rumbaugh. The way I see it, there's no sense you coming in for your final exam. Oh.